Okay, we're going to set up the MagicPro Xtreme to be able to print on flat objects. Now this is the jig that goes right inside the unit. Now again, here back in the back, as you can see right here, this is a little clip system which this goes into, and then we also have a side bar here that this will rest up against it. But I want to show you a few things here on the roller. Now this is rollers. Basically this is going to roll this way here. This is the back. There's three rollers right here. This is the center one that sits right in the center in these two. So all three of these rollers will spin off the two that are down here. Now this is 22 inches from end to end. Now what I've got here is a ruler from 0 to 11 inches, 11 inches being the center, and then here. Now what I want you to be able to do, when you put the flat carrier in here, the printer's always going to start printing here at the center mark here. Again, center this way, and then center of this, it'll start printing it and start moving everything here. Now if you're printing just like 4x4 tiles, this is 8.5 by 11. Now again, here, these are just normal cutting boards that I've got here at Walmart. It's 8.5 by 11. And what I do on the back side of this, I spray the plastic dip, which you can get at Home Depot or Lowe's, and I kind of spray a couple good coats. This will help grip when this is moved over. So these rollers will move slowly. So if you're just printing like a 4x4 or even a 6x6 tile, you're going to set this. It always needs to set on all three rollers. Okay, it's going to set in here, and it's going to move like this when it prints. So what you set it here, what I want you to do is make sure that you start getting a habit, either the front or the back, that you line it. Like here, I would line this up at the 8.5 mark here to the front. So when it starts, it's going to start printing right here. So you're able to judge it as it moves. Now what we'll do, and I'll show you here in a minute, we're going to print a 4x4 tile. Now what I like to do, my image, I print a ghost image very lightly on here so that it will actually get my mark. So that way when I set my coaster, it'll go there every time. So that's why it's very important. The edge of my paper here is set at 8.5. So actually this gets through printing the ghost print. I move it back to the 9.5, so when it starts again, it'll start at the same place. Just some ideas. Again, this is 8.5 wide, so you're able to put legal or letter size width boards on here. You can actually even make, if you're going to print a little bit longer board, like here, if I'm going to print a something that's total 13 inches long, when I set this here, okay, at the end, I know basically 11, and I could actually have it hanging off the back, or I could get a longer. You could actually rip some plywood, like a 1/4 inch piece of plywood, 8 inches, buy some extra length to be able to print that full 8 inches by the 13. Now what I'm going to do here to set this up, I'm going to make sure I have my print head, raised. You don't have to raise it all the way up, but you do want to raise it enough where you can get it out of the way. We're going to, again, this is the end bar that goes in first. Again, you do have your sidebar. We're going to lift it up to go over that, and then it slides right in. Do it here, and you can just it'll just rest. Okay. So here again, you've got your adjustment. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to print a 4x4 tile. Okay. Get it here, and again, I want to pull it all the way in to where, again, my 8.5 is right here at the edge. So that way, when I do my test, it'll come out correctly. Up a sample image here up on the computer. This is a picture of my 2-year-old granddaughter. Okay, I've got my image here, and what I want to do, I'm going to lighten this up to 50%, because again, I don't want to print this as a total to use up all the ink. I just want to print a ghost print. Again, this is on a 4x4 tile, but what my size is 4¼ by 4¼ because I want it to bleed over, the area. So again, I'm just going to do the same thing with both layers. Take them to 50%. That will help me on my placement. Sometimes you may want to move the name up a little bit, depending, because you do want to allow a little bit. Now, one thing I also want to be able to do is put on the white shim back into the motor deal. So this will help offset everything as far as be able to control the 1 inch to 1 inch when it pulls out. I'll pull this front a little bit where it's easily to see. Go to file print again. We're going to still print in the portrait mode on this one here. Again, everything best. Even when you're doing your the ghost image on your paper, you still want to do the best with the photo Lexmark and everything. That way the speed is the same on everything. So again, we're going to do here. Going to hit OK and print. Again, I'm going to do pull up. Again, I was mistakenly here. I was reading it from Mother's Right. This is set on the 8.5. And what I didn't do, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it here. I didn't line up here. I'm gonna go ahead and cancel. So I didn't adjust my print head. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Sometimes you get in a hurry. And again, I'm gonna move this back. Sometimes when I push this back, I like to pull up the motor. Okay, that way I'm not pushing on all the wheels. Again, I'm setting it back up here to 8.5 where I first started. And again, I'm going to reprint this again. I've already got my same settings. It saves the settings as what you printed last time. Again, I'm going to lift it up here. Again, this is going to print with the top of her head first. It's kind of like, again, like we talked about with the bats. So they're always going to come out upside down. Again, that doesn't affect anything. But you always need to remember that, depending on if you're printing on certain things that needs to have a top, that needs to be pointed to the top. Again, it's a little bit of trial and error on certain deals when we're playing around. But again, these machines are made to be 100% adjustable to print on virtually almost anything that you can fit in the printer and put the inkade on. Now these tiles that I'm using, they're actually a marble. Again, I get these at Lowe's. Again, these are probably around 40 cents. We also have the other type of tile, which is the tumbled marble type deal, which I really like a whole lot. They'll sell for around 35 cents. Again, you can just brush on your inkade. Always put 2 good coats. Sometimes these are porous and it kind of soaks up a little bit. Okay, as you can see here, I've got my image. Okay, again, that's going to be upside down. I'm going to leave it. So what I'm going to do now, again, one thing that sometimes I forget, I'm going to go ahead and again, I'm going to bring out my print head. So many times I forgot to do my test image, and pull that. So again, I'm going to adjust that up quite a bit. So, but again, you're going to see here, again, this is going to be plenty. Now, what I'm going to do, see, again, it's a little bit big. So what I'm going to do is when I get ready, I'm going to put this in the center because I want to bleed, but I'm going to move up her name, the Marley's name, up a little bit into that, so that way it won't bleed off the edge. So again, I'm going to set this up just like this, okay? That way it allows some bleed. But again, remember, I know where this was set at before at 8.5. This mark right there. Okay, again, I'm going to move over. Then I'm going to adjust down. 1/8 inch above. Okay, I'm going to take everything back to 100% on my image over here in Photoshop. And again, remember, I'm going to move up Marley where it definitely won't bleed up. Isn't she cute? Okay, I've got everything set. I'm going to hit File, Print again. Everything is set. Same markings. I'm going to pull this up again to do the motor. Now you can use this same concept for virtually anything. As you can see on our website, we've got a lot of different deals. But again, we print on light switch covers, fan blades, which I will do here in a little bit as well. Canvases. You can go to Walmart and get an 8x10 canvas, the hard, and print on it, put a finish on it, just like you paid that you would have got at a photography store. So now you can do that. That's another thing you can offer. Even stretch canvas, again, up to 8x10. Again, remember though, when you're printing 8x10, you're not going to have a full bleed, so your alignment is very critical in playing around with printing stuff exactly that size. But you'll have a lot of fun with this. You'll kind of get your own little ways on it. It's again very easy to use. Let me zoom in here. It's almost finished here. Again, at the end of the part of this, we'll kind of show you a lot of different things that I've been able to print as far as the glasses. It's all the same setup. Again, it's just figuring out how to do it, and it's not very hard. Again, all you have to do is phone call me or email me, and I'll be glad to help set you up. With something that I even haven't done. Because again, if whatever's a problem for you can be a problem for me, and we can both help each other out. An item that I may be able to sell here that you can offer there as well. So again, on these machines we all share. Again, this will spit this out, and again, look at this. Okay, and that's all there is. And that's a good-looking coaster. Now, what I also do, let me kind of show you here. I go to Lowe's, again, Lowe's and Walmart, Hobby Lobby. But this is kind of a thick foam, okay, here that you're able to get. There's in the rolls, and they use this to put on the bottom of drawers or whatever. I use this for my backing instead of cork. I mean, a lot of people, you can use cork. All you have to do is use spray adhesive and put the cork in the back. But I cut this to size 4x4 and use spray adhesive and put that on the back. It's not going to move. So again, that is a very good way, and again, it's readily available. But again, the main thing on printing flat, anything flat, is just do your test print. Now here, I could print different images, but I know this is set. You may want to do, you put different boards, use the cutting board, and that way you always know where your 4x4 is. Your tiles and different deals. I mean, again, these cutting boards are, about $3 at Walmart. You can have different, boards set up with some jigs, or have some layouts on those.